Now we're in chapter 5. This is also another crazy level, which is kind of like a simple level like this previous chapter 4 level, but it has some kind of very interesting game mechanics, like because I wanted to give the player a toy, not to just to kill the other plush toys, but to gain some time, because like we have this kind of mechanics that this animatronics puppet toys are just like the puppets. They are Brian's friends from kindergarten, according to the story. And it kind of took me a little bit longer to balance this level, because you have this kind of a physical actor here, and then you just grab it, you use it to kill the plush toys, as you can see. But at the same time, if you just zap it to the screens and these puppets are passing by, they stop for like randomly for like between 5 seconds or 10 seconds, giving you time to escape. Because here's another dilemma: some people just want walking simulators. They don't want to be chased and got caught with some kind of monsters in horror games, because they don't want to repeat the same game again and again. If you ask them, because they just want to be scared in just simply walking around. And there's this whole vocal group of gamers like who play horror games. They say that they want something more than just a walking simulator. Yes, and it's a kind of it's like a very insulting term, right? Walking simulator. Yes, so you don't want to make the game just us walking around. You give the player some kind of toys, and we have it like, this is like the horror chapter where the weapon doesn't hurt the bad guys, the ones that they are playing. I don't want to call them bad guys, but that's what they are, because they are kind of very aggressive when they catch you. And also I'm going to explain shortly, it's also a child, no pun intended, child blueprint actor class of our basic monster, the clown himself. So it was just like it's like the talking point of the. So it's like the mechanics is like this. You have this like a 5 to 10 second freeze window. Let's talk about how we tune that number. 5 seconds is cruel, but 10 seconds is like a generous, so which has like a random number. And if you zap to the screens, which has some kind of cool video playing around, which is kind of like the whole related to the backstory. We didn't shoot it, we didn't use AI for it, we used some kind of license footage, which is available to everyone from the internet, so don't kill us by instantly saying, oh my god, you guys use AI. No, we didn't use AI, we just used license footage, but we mixed it with our own footage, with the kind of footage that we originally recorded from Unreal Engine, and then we made the whole thing. It's like if you stop, but don't try to watch it, because if you stop and try to watch it, these little creatures will kill you. And it was integrating chapters 4's physics toy into chapter 5. That was the whole point of this chapter. It's a great point to make on Sean. I have to say this because it's about the design continuity. The toys you played in chapter 4 are still here, but now they are obstacles. And they are like, they can also chase you. And the game taught you to throw things and grab things, but now you use the same kind of physics where you grab the letters. Now you grab and push around the plush toys, which you have to like destroy like 10 of them. If you destroy 10 of them, this chapter will end. And how you design them to read as like kindergarten friends, as instead of some kind of generic monsters. So that's why we use this, little cute children that just chases you around. Yes, they look very cute, but at the same time, be careful. They are like they are menacing. Like they will kill you. So yeah, okay. Let me also show you behind some kind of scripts of this chapter. Okay, this is chapter 5. It says chapter 4 plus -2, but don't worry about it. It's basically this is kind of errors you make when you're designing the game, and you be lazy about not to change the levels title inside the engine. Anyway, excuse me. So yes, let me show you about this this footage first. This is like this mixture of some kind of crazy footage. Some of them are coming from inside our engine. Some of them are like license footage, and you just watch them. These are the on the screens, and then we have this kind of very simple script that when you zap towards these TV screens, it zaps back and it just stops this baby, which we call it, this baby animatronics, the main adversary in this chapter. And like I have like, let me check, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Like it's not that kind of difficult, but yeah, they are just walking around. And this is the same logic. we call it seriously like a child blueprint actor. Like it is the same, it has the same kind of palm sensing like this our clown had that I showed it in the other section, and they have this kind of basic script. It just only have like one extra property. If they are just like on patrol, if you zap the screens, they just stop moving for like as randomly between 5 and 10 seconds. And we have this kind of interesting skeletal mesh, which is also like a physics actor, because and when they reach you, we have this kind of funny yo-yo effect. They start jumping up and down as if they are somebody's like pulling the strings. Like you can go crazy about this kind of, when you have this kind of, what I like about also horror games, like when you build up some kind of a rich foundation of lore, background lore, you can go up with crazy about this stuff. Maybe the father, Joe, is, controlling them, or maybe the grandfather is controlling them. It's like I like this kind of idea of like having this family tradition of, something scary happened like 100 years ago. It just goes within the family from lineage to lineage. Like you inherit this kind of, this evil crazy stuff. So yes, they are like this kind of puppet strings. They just go up and down when they start seeing you. And we have some kind of an attached flashlight to it, which is also for some kind of a cue to the player, not just for design, not just because it looks cool, but because you have to see them walking around the house, and you have to realize that because it's kind of very dark in this level, which, surprise, surprise, it's a horror game. So, and then when they walk around, they have this kind of flashlight effect so that you can see them from a mile's distance. And then there are like this kind of 10, we call this time enemy character, like this bunny, and you just grab them and you just toss them around, and they have this kind of only a simple health bar widget, which is kind of a very simple widget, and it goes like, let me show you. It's just like right from this guy, and it's just like it's health bar. It goes to 0 when you just toss them around, and they play this idle animations, and that they just sit there as like a sitting target. You just have to await this little guys and then kill the plush toys. That's the whole point of this chapter. But it is really, it can be really repetitive if you're not careful enough, because this guy can kill you and they can hurt you, and they are very merciless when they chase you. But they walk around in the same exact principle, which I showed in this other chapter where the clown is walking around. See, they have like almost everywhere in the house that they can go to. You just have to, which I can do a whole different video about this navigation maze, which is kind of my favorite topics in Unreal Engine, because it's like where the fun happens. Isn't that like crazy, like that they can walk around in every kind of section of this house? For example, it's kind of tricky for them to get stuck around the corners when they're climbing stairs. That's why you put this kind of navigation modifier volume so that it becomes a little bit clear. They don't get confused like this poor, which I explained in the other video, like this. The game AI has not improved. It's still kind of very cumbersome, difficult. It was like this like 20 years ago. It's still the same case. Like it's very difficult to make them go up and down. Sometimes they get stuck. Please don't blame it on us. It's because of this navigation code doesn't take in. This is the best we can do. Like we just put some kind of extra care around the stairs so that they can go around. Technically, if you see this green, that means that they should be able to chase you up and down. They do. I tested so many times, but still they might get stuck now and then. It's just this, we still have like, everyone is asking all kinds of generative AI, every kind of crazy images, crazy, what should I do today? Should I marry him? Should I marry her? What should I cook today? Kind of questions. I still don't understand why we can't have a better idea about, the collision detection of this entire level. But we have to go with this kind of, it's kind of simple. It does the work, but sometimes they get stuck and the gamers blame us, which is inevitable. That's why we say we learn how to grow a thick skin, because that's what we are. And yes, that's the whole point of chapter 5. And then next chapter is like maybe the most funny, at the same time tense chapters in the game, because we are going to go to the circus.